Seriously? I'm supposed to live in this rundown shack? Well, excuse me, Your Excellency. There weren't any vacant palaces available. Sheesh. I would never have guessed you're such a spoiled brat. Is that how you're supposed to address your elders? Just call me Mom. No fucking way! This is already way too awkward. Anyway, maybe we'd eventually afford another place if you found a job. Ooh, what are these? Don't just ignore me like that, you lazy ass. These are called photos, right? How cute. Did Gray take these? Yeah, there's a whole album of them. She was never too keen on technology, but she did enjoy using a camera quite a lot. Maybe she hoped to share those pictures with you one day. Speaking of... What is it? I was supposed to give you this a while ago. A letter for me? But why has it already been opened? Here's the funny thing. I actually found it in my room and thought it was addressed to me. So I opened it, and... I couldn't understand a single word. Gray must have written in one of those ancient languages she used to study. But now that you're here, I figured she left it for you. Not quite. This is meant for both of us. Get out! What does it say? Let's see. You know you shouldn't pry on someone else's letter like that. Still keeping an eye on them? What are you talking about? Your lousy disguise may have fooled Dis, but I know you've been watching over them for a long time now. Or did that child end up here by sheer accident, only to finally meet their mother? That's what Ad would have wanted. I owed it to them. Besides, I only gave them a small push. Sure. Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. Huh. I've kept my end of the bargain. Now, stranger, have you finished your research? More or less. So I take it you'll be leaving soon. Then answer me. Who or what is Dis? I surmise this place was originally some sort of a research facility governed by an entity known as Dis. Unfortunately, even I'm not able to access the true depths of this compound, so the details remain hazy. The main server's been locked behind mechanically surveilled areas. If I had to guess, I'd say not a single living soul has entered them in a few millennia. And most likely never will again. However, there were a few remote memory units I was able to access. Most of them were dilapidated beyond repair. But even just a fraction of their data tells quite a telling tale. Scattered research notes regarding quantum space travel, warp technology, gene splicing. Even more curious is the fact that all these records end abruptly at the same point in time. That was over 70,000 years ago. Some kind of cataclysmic event must have taken place here a long time ago. Did an experiment backfire? Or maybe a war broke loose? Whatever the case, it seems that the minutiae of this planet were nearly wiped out. So why are we still here? What's our purpose? I'm afraid I don't have an answer to that either. Maybe Dis is still attempting to fulfill the original role of this facility. Whatever that might be. That's just a fancy way of implying we're mere guinea pigs to it, correct? I'm sorry. It must have been hard for you and your sisters all these years. Don't get me wrong. The time we deserved some sympathy is long gone. Considering all the things we've been a part of, I only wished for some closure. Before you go, can I ask you something else? Why were you so interested in the princess? This'll probably sound pretty silly to you, but she reminded me of someone. That's all. Guess we're in the same boat. I'll be leaving now. I hope that one day you find the answers you're looking for. Until then, take care, Sif. And thank you so much for joining me on my Let's Play of Project Love Ranger 20XX. I'm just so happy I finally wrapped up an LP on this channel, especially one for a game like this long and convoluted and intense and demanding from like a gameplay and memory standpoint. I'm just happy that it's over, and it's definitely over. I completely forgot B. Welcome back to Let's Play Void Stranger Sif! Oh, it's been a long time coming. Hi, I'm Crep, and after however many months, we don't need to put a number on it, we can just kind of feel it ourselves. I'm coming back to my Let's Play of Void Stranger. My favorite game of... It'll still be last year by the time I upload this, right? It'll still be 2024 when I upload this, right? My favorite game of last year, and probably my favorite game of this year too. I can't say that. Dr. Robotnik's Ring Racers happened this year. This is Sif. We've seen plenty of them all game. Look a little different now. We can get a better look at how they look right now as well, thanks to the pause art. Also, while we're here, yeah, we did collect quite a few tokens, or mementos, I suppose they're actually called. I found out very recently. Playing as Lily, and there's still one more memory we haven't unlocked. During her military service time. This would be the last memory, but you get access to one more when you finish Void Stranger Lilith. Aw, how sweet. Looks like she's taking to modern technology quite well. Revealing this one, but the total in the upper right. Looks like we're, if I can do some quick-ish math, 39? Yeah, we're 39 tokens away from having them all. That sounds like a lot. It does sound like a lot. But there are some stragglers we'll be picking up at some point soon. So don't even worry about it. Oh, don't quit. Resume. You might also notice down on the HUD we've got different icons where our burdens usually are. I'm sure we'll get into that in just a little bit. The mural is still filled with inscriptions. It reads, "Only a memory remains." You wonder why Ad would leave such a message. You see, Sif knows a lot more than we do, and certainly a lot more than Gray or Lily ever did. this is going to be an educational playthrough. We're going to take our time and actually focus on reading all the information that the rocks have throughout Void. Add scepter. Time to find B. So even though, of all of our protagonists so far, Sif is the one who has the most clear and immediate and conveyed to the player goal, we're gonna be a little less focused on their mission as maybe they would like us to be. You acquired a locust idol. It tastes like sawdust. Why are you collecting these again? Great question. Our very first rock up here, which we've definitely read. Most of these we have read, but we'll treat this as just a refresher. It's been so long, right? You all could use a refresher. A reminder. A long time ago, these halls were governed by beings known as Void Lords. Their leader was Lord Ad at the beginning. We'll try to piece these together as much as we can as we go. Already of note, you see Sif's unique wings, as depicted on the HUD. Might as well pick up a few more locusts for fun. I don't know why I did that. That was not a useful move. But you probably also noticed... Oh, sorry, hold on. You acquired 3 locust idols. You're bursting with joy. Said with as much sarcasm as can be mustered. You may also notice that Sif is Void already. That shouldn't be too surprising. They live here. Who could say how long they have been Void? But the important thing is we're going to make our way down. We're going to read everything. And eventually we'll get to a point that matters. And along the way I'm sure we'll get some clarity on what exactly is going on. Under Lord Ad's command, sinners were sent to roam these depths for all of eternity. For what purpose, I can't tell. Sif starting off with all burdens, as you can imagine, makes this quite a trivial playthrough, especially since these are rooms of the same difficulty as Gray went through, and that's probably underselling it. These are exactly the same rooms that Gray went through. None of the changes or additions that Lily's version of Void had. Thank goodness for it. That was a struggle and a half. I haven't missed any already, have I? Not all Void Lords saw eye to eye. I don't think I did. One day, a great battle erupted between 2 factions among the Lords. As its agents turned against each other, Void began to destabilize. I'm going to do the smart thing, even though it's not very interesting on recording, and double check that I didn't absent-mindedly, even though I'm trying so hard to focus, I didn't absent-mindedly skip over any rocks already. We are in B016. No, all is well. Everything's fine. I'm doing a great job as host tonight. Let's move on. There's one here that we never got to read at any point, because by the time that we had the wings, we were out of this area. And, of course, Lily had no interest. Oh, right, you need the wings and the sword specifically. The only way to get around here to be able to actually even face the rock from the other side is to get rid of this maggot. The battle between Void Lords raged on for years, until only 3 lords were left intact. Ad and 2 of their followers. In order to get a better sense of what has happened in Void that's led up to where we are right now, and it's kind of determined the relationships of characters that we're meeting or playing as, it's worth keeping track of all the names that come up in these stories, as well as what they do to each other. While the fighting had finally ended, something unexpected happened. While Void was still in shambles, Lord Ad left. Okay, buddy. I always want to sword that leech the moment I come up to it, but it's not positioned for you to do that unless you stall once before you get to it. I think, yeah, there's only one rock in the next room. As much fun as it would be to show you what Sif has to say about B's letter in there, that's okay. That can come another time. You could look into it yourself. Why Lord Ad decided to leave Void? Only these halls recall the answer to that question. And we know what this rock says. It doesn't have anything useful to tell us about the state of Void or the people who've lived their whole lives in it. That about does it for Ad's domain. Oh, would you look at that? This Lotus Eater machine doesn't seem to be operational. Better move on. I suppose we've already used it up somewhere far, far in the past. Oh well. We've got people to talk to. Oh, you know? The tale of the traitorous lord connects the brand. At least when they were still alive. Although I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. We won't be acting on this right now, but keep it in the back of your mind as we continue on. Hello there, Tail. Your music has returned. Sif? Is that you? Long time no see, Tail. Indeed. How long has it been? 200-300 years? I hope I haven't angered you. Calm down. I'm not after you. Speaking of... have you seen B around here? They did come here and tell me not to speak with strangers. But that was a good while ago. Have they gone missing? Don't worry about it. I'll find them eventually. Maybe Gore knows something. I doubt it. They're probably sleeping, as usual. Was there anything else? I'm not sure if this is of any help to you, but someone else did pass by earlier. What about it? It was Mon. Mon? Are you certain? I didn't see them properly. They were groping my scales. I don't usually mind that much. Yet something about their touch made me feel uncomfortable. Like I had felt something similar before. It's certainly Mon. Did they talk to you? No, but they were muttering something about heading towards the 7th circle, Lev's territory. You sound concerned. Mon should be dead. Lev themselves killed them back then. Or so I thought. Something doesn't add up. Worrying does us little good. Just stay vigilant for now. I'll do my best. Good luck with your search, Sif. Mon. This is a juicy lead. But also a concerning one. Let's continue to make our way through. I'm sure we'll come across something that sheds more light on things soon. That was a funny keyboard fumble. Come on, where's the first rock around here? I think soon, actually. Here we are! Would you look at that? This is, a rock you can't talk to without the wings. We might have also experienced this at some point, but I have my doubts. Here lies the domain of the first traitorous Void Lord. The one who once was Lord Ad's most trusted ally. Shall their name never grace these halls again. We don't have a name to this Void Lord yet. Maybe we'll get that later, down the line, in general. But for the moment, we're in the dark. All we know is that whoever's domain this was, they were traitorous in some capacity. I think we'll be finding out a little bit more on that front very soon. Ah, here's another. They say the lord of this area was the one who instigated war between Void Lords. Lord Ad didn't want to believe it. Yet their transgression couldn't be forgiven either. This lone rock tells us something we already know. The tale of the traitorous lord connects the brand. Again, we'll worry about that another time, though. That room is quite the enigma at this point. We've run through it several times. No clue what to do. Once the battle between Void Lords ended, Lord Ad personally consumed everything that remained of the traitorous lord. In a way, they became one, like they'd always hoped. I have a bonus for you all. There's actually one extra room in this domain with only one rock in it in Void Stranger Lily. And that one does have a unique message to share. I have it noted down because I'm very well prepared and because I spent a lot of time gathering stuff to convey to my housemate when I played this game for them months ago. The extra one here reads, despite what transpired, Lord Ad never wanted to fight the traitorous lord. They were good friends. Even more than that. That's the sound of me setting my phone away because of course my notes are on my phone. Hi there. Oh. Hello. Didn't see you there. Immortal? Don't mind me, I'm just passing by. What is it? Speak up, if you've got something to say. I was just wondering if those horns are real. They look heavy. Not you too. Unique art for whoever this is. I don't have time for this. This Lucier machine, too, is not operational. I wonder if we'll ever come across one that's still operating. The mural is filled with descriptions. It reads, "Only a craving remains." Actually, don't remember how many of these murals I checked across the last few videos. Sure would have helped if I'd maybe rewatched them in full while paying attention before I recorded this. Oh well. Hey, did I just skip one? Was I so smart and just skipped one in that first room of this domain? Let's find out. It's live, on the air, researching. Yes! I'm so smart to have done this by accident. Okay, well I think I read this one in the LP before, but I'll read it from here. Here lies the domain of Lord B, the Craving, a true trickster even among the Void Lords, and a devoted admirer of Lord Ad. Try to return to my state of attentiveness where I don't completely ignore... Oh, let's go ahead and pick this up. The obvious rocks in the corners of the rooms. Lord Ad was quite fond of dried locust idols, and Lord B often enjoyed them alongside their lord. Even though Lord B could neither taste anything nor ever feel content, they would always treasure those little snacking moments. Oh, you know, I could have killed that thing. Beaver? I guess? I don't think Sif even knows what these are. I could have killed it. Kill this one. It's the power of the sword, baby! That wasn't a great place to leave that one, but we can still make this work. Goodbye. You. Lord B would regularly boast how cruel they were towards mortals. But now that I think about it, I never saw them hurt anyone. I wonder who I is. Just to pause for a brief moment, especially in the middle of this rock speech. We know a few things. One is that all of the rocks in Void were once people. At some point. Sent to Void for any number of reasons. And given in to despair and inaction and losing themselves entirely. There's something else that we should know, at least I think I pointed it out when I went there. In Sif's secret room, when we went to B223 and went there. And you know, I got unceremoniously killed because I picked up a tile when I had no locusts in that room. Very smart of me back then. We saw that there was an in-progress killer statue. Sorry, not killer statue. Watcher statue. Yeah. And the right side of it looked very much like these rocks. So, presumably, all of the statues in Void, dedicated to all the lords, were also once people because they were rocks that were people. Anyway, that's all to say that I'm just very curious who are the several, like, tens of people throughout Void who have been accumulating information about the lords and holding on to it, or maybe they were given the info. I don't know. Much to consider. At the very least, I doubt they truly enjoyed it as much as they let on. Enjoyed what? I don't know. I forgot what they were talking about midway through because I had a big spiel I wanted to say. Ah, well. Yeah, get out of here. We already have wings, and there is a lot of B's domain I do not want to skip. No hungry person here. In fact, I didn't remark on it, but much like for Lily, the nun wasn't there at the end of Ad's domain. The bride wasn't there at the end of the first traitorous lord's domain either. Still nothing just yet. Up here, buddy. Thank you. Nice and simple. At this point, it's been a moment without any rocks. Still none. Going quite the distance without getting any further info. Well, I know the next room has something. Here. After Lord Ad's departure, Lord B's prominent smile remained, as if nothing had happened. That's about all we get for B. But I think we know some more about them at this point, thanks to Gray's memories. You again. Ah, it's you again. That's what I said. Big horn lady. Last time you left in such a hurry that I didn't have time to ask. But do you know what this place is? A nightmare. I'm sure you'll wake up soon enough. Better leave it at that. A dream, huh? Are we having the same dream then? What a strange individual. Alright, we've got some reason to check out this one specifically. The mural is badly damaged. The remaining character spell, complete gibberish without any deeper meaning. Who'd damage it like this? That's a great question. But our perceptive eyes can see what's behind it. And I believe we checked this out before. This must be one of the remote memory units. That's some new info. Too bad you can't connect to it. It is too bad. But we can definitely see something here. They think they're quite crafty. These aren't simply ones and zeros. Let's really put this image in our mind. Oh, also, there was something I wanted to do a room ago that I forgot to do. That's okay. I think I can make it work. If this part of the playthrough starts getting weird, then oh well. Alright, you. Here lies the domain of the second traitorous Void Lord, the calculating charlatan, forever blinded by their own covetousness. Shall their name never grace these halls again. But we know it. And you. The covetous lord often followed the traitorous lord around. They were enamored by their scales. Maybe this vacuous reason was enough for them to side with the traitorous lord. But that's simply speculation. Right here. Now, of course, this room has looked suspicious forever. By this point, we are plenty attuned to the 6x6 room. We want to leave that there. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there were some folks watching previous parts who may have gotten a bit, you know, yelling at their screens. I don't begrudge no one. But, I'm trying to do a thing here. That's all. Oh, right, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do a thing. She's trying to do a thing, she says. Would you look at that? Again, I think they're quite crafty. Hiding it like that. There's something we ought to check here. A crudely written message glows through the niche. It reads, "Mon was here." Yeah, of course it does. Astute viewers, who were paying attention during the alphabet zone, might be able to begin to read this here. M-O-N. Remember, there are 3 by 3 sets of dots. W-A-S-H-E-R-E. And then, of course, you know, whatever all this means. You might have some guesses if you've been paying real close attention, though. What do you have to say? There used to be a seal here. One day it simply disappeared. Strange. That is strange. I would agree with that. Of course, that brings us right to the end of things. I was really hoping to, give myself 84 locusts and just kinda go back. But now that I think about it, of course, we passed the hundreds threshold. So we couldn't go back through the HUD anyway. That's okay. I know generally what I'm doing. I'll make it work. You. Long time no see. Still hanging there. I don't remember having a dream this lengthy before. Time does move differently here. You'll get used to it. I see. What? How do you sleep with those horns? How do you sleep with that attention span? I've got an uneasy feeling I'll be seeing you later. This one reads, "Only gnawing rage remains." And of course, Ad is still the one leaving all these messages. Right in the first room. Here lies the domain of Lord Tan, the Raging. So fierce was their nature, other Void Lords preferred not to interact with them. Alas, Lord Tan would remain on their own most of the time. I did really want to sword that maggot. We'll do it like that. Although shunned, Lord Tan didn't mind being alone. In fact, they preferred it. Lord Tan didn't get along with others. Oh yeah, actually I could have just pushed the other rock to the right out of the way and used my sword on all 3 of those. I can use my sword here. My sick as hell katana. Oh right, do not forget about that rock in the upper left. During the battle, Lord Tan was unstoppable. Even when the battle subsided, their rage wouldn't end. Thus, Lord Ad had no other option but to strike their ally down. If I remember correctly, that is the last bit we get in Tan's domain. But much like with the first traitorous Void Lord, there's one room in Lily's version of the domain that has a single rock in it with an extra message. Lord Tan never spoke much. Maybe because they weren't good at it. They'd end up just being mad at themselves and lash out. Very simple picture being painted of Tan's character here. Perhaps not too surprising. Although we didn't get the chance to read the rest of the messages for the Covetous Lord just yet, I think we're starting to get the impression that the non-traitorous lords didn't have as much written on them. I don't need to push a statue around, I've got this sword. Much simpler. So yeah, that should be the last that we're seeing for the rest of Tan's domain. So again, don't have to really engage with this puzzle, which is a little nice. Pick this up. At this rate, Tan's domain will go by pretty quickly, which I don't mind. Without burdens, which you might recall from my first run-through in Part 1, Tan's domain can feel a bit oppressive. A lot of the puzzles here are more stringent than in a lot of other areas, with a lot fewer ways to get through them. Basically, you know, anytime anything in this game starts to feel like a breeze, you can appreciate it, you know? You can really appreciate it, especially after Lily Burdenless. Yeah, get me out of this room. Much too much going on there. Okay, unfortunately we're not going to be able to use Tan's room here to get back to the Covetous Lord's domain. We're close. We're close. We'll get the rest of our info soon enough. Nobody here either. Well, that's all well and good. Oh. Our friend has stopped following us, it seems. Okay, well, in spite of what we know of Gore, there's no reason not to talk with them. Might as well see if they have anything to offer. Gore? Did B do something before we got here? So the big head finally got their wish. You did what you had to do. Who did this? Not exactly enthused about further mysteries piling up. Oh wow. Here lies the domain of the third traitorous Void Lord, whose feeble apathy is second only to their indecisiveness. Shall their name never grace these halls again. Yes. Sorry, I zoned out for a moment. I was thinking of other things. The feeble lord never showed any interest toward the happenings of Void. They would simply fulfill their role without any enthusiasm, just so other lords wouldn't bother them, like the people outside my house driving 70 miles down the highway bother me. Great. The puzzle part of this room as well. Oh, by the way, in case you're curious, that lone rock on the Mimic side doesn't have any text. Nothing you would ever be able to know without maybe some kind of glitching, potentially, but wow. Oh, wow. Presumably modding, data mining. That's how my friend who I asked to check for me forever ago checked. No, I don't want to end it all. It doesn't have any text, even if you could read it. Speaking of not having any text, it's been a moment since we've had any more rocks now. Is there anything else left to know about the Feeble Lord? I mean, we all know who it is. I've said it in previous parts even. It's not like it's that much of a leap to connect. I've actually been flubbing this a lot in replaying this room outside of this LP. So I'm sitting here and thinking, trying to remind myself what I specifically want to do. I think... Oh. Well, that's not going to work out for anyone. Yeah, okay. We will offset our individual positions here. I didn't want to do that just yet. I'm gonna do this room right. I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna do it the right way at least once on camera for this LP. That's my promise to you right now. We want to go right and then up. Push that off. Push that in. Over. We can go one more down. And then there we go. That will do it. That's how you're supposed to get the rock on the button over there on the Mimic side. Finally. Finally I did it right. Yeah. Everyone knows what I look like as a kid. At the decisive moment, when Void Lords had to choose their side in the Great Clash, the Feeble Lord remained indecisive. But one either stands with Lord Ad, or... I think we can fill in the blank there, given what we've seen already. You know, it does make me sad to destroy so many of these. But that's fine. Right, let's move that there for the moment. Like that. I think I haven't done this room proper on camera before either. On recording, I'm not on camera, but you know what I mean. You know what that word sometimes means, I guess. When I was playing through this as Gray, it was really difficult for me, for whatever reason. Mental blocks are incredible. To not consider that I can pick up these tiles, and that ends up creating no barrier to the Mimic's traversal of the room. Moving on. course, there's no mimic here to block our progress. Why would we block ourselves? I say as if we haven't been traversing. It seems, if I'm reading the number correctly, 168 rooms where most of the time we've been blocking ourselves. You had me worried for a second there. I thought I'd missed you. You and me both. I know this is just a dream, but... Are you perhaps looking for something? Now that you ask. Have you seen someone else around? Someone who looks a bit like me? Are their horns as big as yours? Does it affect the outcome of your answer? I'm afraid not. What a waste of time. Oh, and I skipped right past my opportunity to head back up. That's still possible. I mean, yeah, if I do something stupid. I mean, this really is inadvisable. I'll see you in a moment. Or actually, let me check something here. Nah, we've been missing one. But you know what? It's better if I just don't bother trying to warp back twice or anything at this point. 105 onwards, that's not too bad. We can still make that work. I should have put my locust total... Wait, no, I did. I did put it there. Oh, I'm saving so much time. Okay, before we read this one, the one that we've missed in one of the prior rooms read... Don't look the covetous lord directly in the eye, they used to say. Their gaze would turn anyone into pure gold. What a terrible fate. And to wrap things up, even the covetous lord showed interest in locust idols, but the covetous one didn't eat them. They simply liked collecting them. Had too many locusts, and they would surely show up, bargaining for some. We are well aware of their practices at this point. Strangely, though, haven't seen them in a while. Yeah, that's not a good way to do things. What is a good way to do things? Good question. Probably something like this. Maybe. Whatever, get over here. That works. It's fine. It works. Let me out of here. Okay, detour over. We've gotten the info we wanted. Let's make our way back now. Oh. She's gone. Curious. Mural is filled with inscriptions. It reads, "Only a envy remains." You also wonder why Ad would make the decision to drop the N in hi. Someone else is here. We were expecting company in the Seventh Circle, after all. Here lies the domain of Lord Lev, the Devious, the unloving vassal of Void. Their devotion rival even Lord Ad's. I think we might have more important matters right now. We can smell the roses along the way, but let's not get distracted from our goal here. So fierce was Lord Lev's might, few sinners would make it past their judgment, to see the final depths of void. I could have done this room differently. It's just fun to do it the intended way. I like it. It's just an interesting puzzle to me. You. Thought I lost you for a moment. Maybe not quite so. Lord Lev was always loyal to Lord Ad, even when the battle pitted them against their own sister. Lord Lev was always loyal to Lord Ad. Just to clear something up really quick, because I did rewatch some of my LP before recording this. I know I made the joke earlier. I made a comment before that was saying some of my friends had misinterpreted who their sister was referring to in this one. Seems I did too for a bit. The answer that I gave before was not quite right. Something to stew on. Oh, this room's so annoying. I forget how I strand the octahedron, but I mean, I can just do this. But you know, there's something that really matters to me about knowing how to do rooms the correct way, burdenless. We're still chasing someone. Haven't lost sight of them just yet. Right. I had a revelation about this room recently that I find very funny. That's it. That's all you really have to do. There's probably other places you could put the button too for simply pushing one of the Lev statues on, but that's the way that I've recently learned how to do it. Another one. The death of their sister left Lord Lev in such a distraught state that Lord Lev, who had always been unwavering in their devotion, took their own life. Don't ask how I know. Something else you might observe in passing, you know, just maybe noticed, just maybe noticed is oh, I did this wrong, but that's okay. We got wings to fix that. There seemed to be a lot of, it's not just sisterhood between the Void Lords, there seemed to be pairs of sisters. Yeah, sure. Our friend. Where are you going? I see. You do think you're crafty. In the upper left. Huh. We'll follow them further. But I should do my due diligence and show this on screen. Another Picross puzzle. We'll just be cataloging this and adding it to the rest. The only way to get in here is with both the sword and the wings. Let's move. I see. We've stumbled across something big here. We're gonna want to leave this alive, actually. It's very much set up to make you feel like the thing you want to do is to slash it as soon as you come across it. But, well, I'll show you right now what that statue just above us does. Solid gold. Very interesting. In order to get past something like that, we're going to need something statue doesn't care about blocking its vision. And because we move before enemies, which I showed you a moment ago, we end up in the statue's line of sight before they move in front of it for us. And because we move and then enemies move, if there were just one leech in front of it, and we tried to move in front of it, the leech would end that move, or end that turn, so to speak, moving away, unless we get turned to gold again. So you need two of them. Or you just need any enemy that will stay completely put for long enough. This is going to be the main mechanic of this area. Okay, get over here, you two. Thank you. Got a long ways down from here. Oh, and if you were curious, there aren't any rocks with anything to say in Lord Sif's domain. There's nothing to be said. There's nothing they would say about themselves. Ooh, I went a little too long. I think? No, actually, it might be fine. Just to kind of give you a sense of what I'm doing in this room, because it's got a lot of moving parts. We gotta worry about the sight of both of these two Mon statues. We also need to make sure this maggot, which is going to help us avoid the sight of this Mon statue here, doesn't die by way of this fuse tile. And then this smile is going to get in the way in some regard for sure. Could grab a shadow of our lord here. Ah, see, I didn't want that to happen. That's a problem. Right. What we need here, I think actually let's avoid getting a shadow. We need to bring this smile over. That's gonna do it for us. Oh, but we can't pick that up. Right. We have wings. Sorry, I've got a lot of Lily Burdenless in my immediate muscle memory and habits, so I was not considering wings as a tool I have here. We can get rid of that fuse tile with ourself. Okay. Now we're good. So that smile is going to stay right there. It's going to keep that maggot in place, which is very handy for us. Just means we have to wait a little less long. And of course, our shadow blocks line of sight. Onward and downward. You there, help me dispose of these. Ah, I need to get rid of that one first, before I have the room to make that kind of move. No, I need to get rid of that one first. Okay, that's good to know. Can make that work. Get down there first for me. Thank you. Okay, and in the pit with you too. More mimic puzzles. Not a fan of seeing them being used like this. First off, let's get that statue out of the way. Yeah. We're gonna have to get rid of you. Get you... Yeah, that'll do. Keep you there. Alright, now kiss. Thank you. Yeah, this is basically a whole domain's worth of areas. Oh, now that's a new tile. What does that do? Yeah, I could have seen that one coming. Okay, so let's make sure our buddy there doesn't touch any of those. There's a lot of use of tan statues here to, do this. There we go. To require you not to let the enemies in the room die, such that you don't get trapped in a situation where you can't avoid the gaze of a Mon statue. You know, I will also say I didn't realize there were quite this many of these Mon statues made. Oh, this is not convenient what I've done for myself here. That's a little better. Okay. Now you might have noticed the tan statues, the row of tan statues on the left as well. So our goal here was not to kill all the smiles, it was to get them out of the way such that we can make it to the end without killing all of them. Such a specific room. Okay, so first off, get that out of the way, and then you are going to be my faithful shield. Oh, right. Thank you. Okay, now we're plenty fine. Much obliged. Okay. Let's... No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I don't want to push it to the side. We want to push the rock over and then push this off. If we push it to the side, there would have been basically no way to actually push it into a pit. Alright. Out of the way. Getting closer. Ah, this is a fun room. I can't remember if it's come up before, but if you move toward an enemy with the wings on a turn when it would be facing you like this, it'll hit you before it turns around. Remember, you move first. So technically, by the time you get over there, that enemy is still facing you. It has not had the time to turn around yet. So our goal here is to eliminate these enemies in such a way that, actually, it's really straightforward now that I'm looking at it. Oh, but I forgot there's one other maggot to get. Okay, that's interesting. Our goal here is to, destroy all of them without getting knocked into these pits. So that one will work out. Yeah, we just need a delay right here. The rest are straightforward. Hey, this room has a lone rock in it. I can't remember these halls. Who built them? What are they hiding? Great questions all around. But I think we've got some guesses. You there, please. Don't do what you are about to do. Okay, just doing that means that we can actually get through this room. I'm pretty sure there is actually... No, I'm not pretty sure. You can see where that leech is moving. There's no way to get to the end of this room if that leech triggers all of those fuse tiles. Those petty idols. That avaricious gaze. How did they survive? Again, great question. Ooh, we are near the bottom now. This one is a very tricky room. Let's see how much I remember of it. It's a bit of an involved sequence. Let's... Gosh. I'm trying to remember exactly what I want to do here. There's some of these lazy eyes we're going to want to get rid of. Let's go with my gut and avoid touching the fuse tile in the center of the room. And get rid of that one. Get you up there. Oh no, we do not want you up there. That's a problem. There's no way for it to get back down once we send it up there. We want to go up there, though. So let's get rid of that. Push this out. Okay, we can get rid of this lazy eye like that. Okay. I think we're basically good from here. Oh, right. Forgot for a second what kind of mimic I was working with. There we go. Hey, not bad, except I accidentally just threw myself in a pit, so I had to do it again. That's fine. It's funny. And I mean, it's funny. That was really stupid. Oh, right. I can't still do this. Can I? Yes, I can. Okay. Moving on. This one is fairly straightforward in a way that I've actually seen people get tripped up on. You do just want to fall in the hole that's right there. There are a couple simple ways to do it. You could pick up this tile immediately in front of us and then double fly over to the left so you run out of wing juice. You could also, since there's two love statues in here, pick up and put down, which I think is very funny. So this is where they've been keeping them. Explains quite a bit. This is not an empty room. Uh-huh. You could have moved much more smartly. Found you, finally. Watch where you swing that pocket knife of yours. Someone might get hurt. Mon. So it is you. My, you look like you've seen a ghost. Where have you been all this time? How did you manage to hide your presence from Dis? Frankly, that's none of your business. But considering my cover is blown, I could tell you. For a price, of course. No thanks. I'll beat the answers out of you instead. Who? I'd love to see you try. I don't remember you putting up much of a fight previously. Did you think I was taking it seriously back then? That little charade was all part of our plan. Our plan, huh? So it is as I thought. A sycophant like you couldn't devise something this complicated on their own. A simple slip of the tongue won't get you anywhere, greenhorn! This fight is a step up in difficulty from the tan fight that we'd experienced prior as Gray. The head of Mon's body is not our target here. The tail is our target. The tail is their real face. Every time we move, of course, so do they. And like any good centipede, the entire body crawls along. I'm kind of forgetting the exact pattern I wanted, but I can make this work. No, I literally cannot. Cool way to get boxed in. But yes, you have to approach the tail from the side, because if you approach it within line of eyesight, you get turned to gold. This shouldn't be too surprising. Okay, I mean, we're saying from the side, but I guess in this kind of scenario, from behind also works. So every time that you get a hit on Mon, they're going to drop more bombs from their previous pre-actual boss phase. And those bombs have an interesting habit of not blowing up until the head is done moving. An interesting spot to be in. Ooh, this is a very interesting spot to be in. Luckily, we can use our sword on the bombs, so we can dodge this, but we're going to have to figure out the rest afterward. Will this work? Hey! Yeah, this fight takes many players much longer, usually, to figure out. Mainly because, like, figuring out the intricacies of Mon's movement takes a lot of observation. If you were... I mean, I don't know if I really gave you enough material to really piece it together yourself, but I'll tell you that obviously they try to follow your trail, and whenever you leave their trail, such as when they pause and you have a chance to move around freely, they'll pathfind to get to you the most straightforward way. And the reason they pause is anytime you stay within the tails, or the heads, you know what I mean, line of sight for 3 turns, that's when it pauses and begins charging up that laser attack. So, you know, it's just a lot of layered stuff to understand. You also have very limited space to move around in. My eyes. My brilliant eyes. Blame your fate. Now, if you wish for a quick, merciful end, speak. What are you and Lev after? So you finally figured it out. Do with me as you please. But know this. The true Lord of Void will one day return. And those who oppose them will come to regret their very existence. Forgive me, dear sister. I have failed you. Someone is waiting for you. Don't worry. They're okay. Sis? Is that you? Hi. Sis! I was so afraid! Get a hold of yourself. You don't understand! I saw Lord Ad! After all these years! But then they... That's not possible. Ad is dead. No. No! This must be a trick! That mortal. It must have been their work! I'll find them, and I'll crush them, mangle them, shred them, tear them limb by limb, grind their bones into... I'm so glad you're okay. Never scare me like that ever again. You hear me? Is everything alright, sis? Yeah, I'm fine now. You sure? Then what happened to your hair? You don't like it? Quite the opposite. It fits your fat horns perfectly. You donkey. Hey, how'd you manage to find me anyway? That's a long story. Maybe some other time. I could use some rest now. You and me both. Roll credits! What? And thank you again so much, everyone, for joining me on my Let's Play of Project Love Ranger 20XX. As I said earlier, my favorite game of last year. Almost my favorite game of this year if one of my other favorite games of all time hadn't come out in April. It's really happening for real now, is the real credits. Now, you see, I never actually studied acting. I just really wanted to. One of these days, I'm gonna cough my dang lungs out for you, for my YouTube audience. Anyway, no, of course it's not over. What do you think? Of course it's not over. Not even close. There is so much, so much left to see. I'll see you all again soon. Till next time.